So it's a pleasure to stay here on the stage. My name is Sergej. I'm co-founder of 1inch Network. If you don't know what 1inch Network is, I will explain shortly. 1inch Network is a set of protocols which offers different services in DeFi space. Originally, I and my co-founder Anton, we came to an idea of aggregation among decentralized exchanges, liquidity sources, just on a hackathon back in 2019. Over 2 sleepless nights, we have built a solution just for us, because we didn't find a solution like a service where we can just exchange on one single place on multiple liquidity sources to achieve the best execution, best rates. It makes sense to exchange multiple liquidity sources by splitting in small amounts, the original token amount you exchange, to achieve the best execution because the liquidity is distributed. So this is kind of original idea of 1inch, and we extended it with liquidity protocol, decentralized order book protocol, and some other stuff. And now I'm gonna talk about how the aggregation works shortly, which problems we have right now in DeFi, which attacks we see every day in bigger swap transactions, and how we from 1inch solve this problem. Yeah. So the rabbit hole. Okay, it should be a video actually. Now, yeah, very nice. So agenda once again, DEX aggregation against single DEXs. Actually, we are not just DEX aggregator. We aggregate different liquidity sources. Also, market makers who offer RFQ orders. We are able to work with Aave and Compound. So, for example, if you have ETH and you would like to deposit in CUSDC, for example, in Compound, we do the magic under the hood, exchanging Ethereum to USDC and depositing to Aave for you. It's also possible. I'm going to talk about the front-running attacks, other threats in DeFi, and our rabbit hole solution, to which we can. So, what is the DEX aggregation? We see on the market different liquidity sources. Each of the liquidity source has different prices. Of course, there are arbitrage traders who arbitrage and balance the liquidity sources, but they are sometimes not efficient and not fast enough, and they work actually for their own profit. So the thing is, we have different kind of liquidity depths, different markets, which can be used to have a best execution. It's kind of a best price. This line you see, this is kind of the best price, and we take the better quotes from different liquidity sources and less good quotes from maybe bigger liquidity sources like Uniswap. And at the end, we achieve the best execution on the market. And this is actually just arbitrage. Before 1inch, I and Anton, we were working on arbitrage bots, figuring out how that works and which problems you have normally as an arbitrage trader. And we came to the idea, why not to offer everyone to become an arbitrage trader? Yeah? One swap on the aggregator is just arbitrage on the market. After the swap, there's normally no arbitrage opportunity at all. This is how it looks like. At the beginning, we came to the idea just to split among one market. So, for example, we exchange, just say 1inch to DAI, just on the markets and the liquidity pools of these two tokens. And a little bit later, we came to the idea, why not also try to arbitrage different markets? Yeah. For example, we can exchange here 1inch token to WBTC by using our liquidity protocol from 1inch, to USDC, to WETH by using Uniswap to 80% and 20% of private market maker.
And then we can go further and use WETH to swap to USDT, USDC to swap to BNT, WBTC to USDC by using multiple liquidity sources again. And at the end, we exchange everything to DAI, collect it, and the user get the best execution. Theoretically, we could do that also on centralized exchanges, theoretically on stock markets, but it's not efficient. So the problem with centralized exchanges, you have not atomic execution. So it's not possible to revert something if someone front-run you, or just the quote change on a specific exchange. And on Ethereum, or Ethereum-like blockchains, we have atomic execution, so we can ensure if something goes wrong, if one of these pipes, I call it pipes, for example, 1inch USDC, BNT, and DAI doesn't work because the prices changed, someone front-run us, or something happens, maybe with the protocol itself, it was stopped or something. We can just disable this pipeline, revert the part of the transaction, and the user will exchange only part of the whole amount they plan to exchange. This is kind of our magic what we have right now on 1inch regarding the aggregation. We are also very gas efficient. Recently we released the router V5. It is 6% more efficient than the previous version, and is 14% more efficient than everything else out there, yeah, who try to compete with us. Also, like Uniswap router, for example. If you go to the Uniswap router, it's 14% more expensive than just using 1inch. Also, some other projects who try also to aggregate, and based on our analytics, we are up to 26% better on the gas execution. We have kind of own magic in the smart contracts. We have really great engineers like Michael and my co-founder Anton. They highly optimized the execution layer to achieve these cool results. So, and we see attacks against DEX users or DeFi users. And this is our front-running attacks. So, before, when the user swap on, for example, Uniswap, yeah, in the settings you see the price slippage settings. So you can say, okay, I'm okay when I exchange $1,000, I'm okay to get 50 bips less, 0.5% less, because this is how it works on the DEXs. It's atomic execution, and who is faster, they get the best execution. So, and when the user send a transaction to the mempool, there are bad actors. I call them hackers, because they actually, what they do, they just hack the people. They exchange before the user exchange, and exchange after the user execution. So actually, they, for example, they buy before the user and sell after the user, and this is a huge problem. This is how it looks like. Attackers buy on a cheaper price, maybe 0.49%, maybe 0.5 or 50 bips. Then the transaction from the user is executed, and after that, the user, the attacker, sells on better rate and take the profit. We call it sandwich. After Flashbots technology was released and validated, like miners and now validators started to implement that, a lot of attackers using this service, they just take U transaction, put OM transaction on it, pay a little bit more to the miner or to the validator, and benefits from it a lot. So, based on our analytics, we have like five-man team in analytics. We calculated and we found out that more than $800 million were lost due to the front-running attacks in just 2022. It is huge. it's actually everyone who is exchanging on DEXs above specific minimal return amount getting attacked by such bad actors. Yeah? And how we are going to protect this? We came to an idea, why not to use the Flashbots? Normally Flashbots is just a library. Of course, they have also kind of an RPC endpoint, but it's not super user-friendly. And there are also other providers. What Flashbots is doing is actually they offer a piece of software which the validator, previously miners, can install and earn additionally by offering such a service like private mempool. So these transactions which are shared with this service are not shared with anyone else. So there's no possibility for attacker to get access to this private mempool and to attack the users. Of course, if someone would say validator can front run the people. Maybe it's happening, that could be, but I guess if, for example, Lido would front run someone, then they would very fast get a huge shitstorm, I'm pretty sure, and would get less people in the community, or maybe no people more in the community. Of course, there's little bit trust in such services. Better would be, of course, everyone run on node and ensure the network by having full decentralization. So with the Flashbots, there are some limitations. I already said it's not user friendly. They don't explain anyone how that works. And we from 1inch we thought, why not to just make a user friendly product by aggregating different providers, not just Flashbots. There are also Bloxroot. There are also some other kind of services. And on top of this, we introduce own algorithm which route based on the transaction itself. So we have a tracer, fully deep analyzing system which understands what's happening in the trade, and based on the results, it sends to the mempool if it makes no sense to front run such a transaction, or it sends directly to the service providers. Yeah, not every service provider is for free. Some of them they are very expensive, and for the user it's for free for now. For a specific period of time, and later we will potentially introduce maybe something like you have to stake 1inch tokens, and then you are able to use such a service. So and you, of course, it is built like just an RPC endpoint. It's just an URL which you have to set as additional network in, for example, MetaMask. MetaMask doesn't support assigning transactions. That's why it was previously not possible for us to use this technology to protect the trades. Actually, we have this technology since like from the beginning of Flashbots. The problem was with MetaMask, they don't allow to sign transactions, and they don't allow to send it without sending to the RPC endpoint. That's why we came to the idea, just why not to offer additional RPC endpoint. Of course, you have to trust us. That we are not doing something wrong, but we proved to us multiple times that also our aggregation informational service for the swaps, the API services, are used by a lot of big players as well, and we proved that you can trust us, but you don't have to trust. You can verify by before you send, you can verify what you sign. Yeah, and it's not getting worse than now. You have it on other DEXs and other projects. So yeah, this is what we came to previously and recently, and would like to have first a testing group, so you can write to us, you can get access to the RPC endpoint and play around with it and protect your swaps from sandwich attacks. We have Twitter, we have Discord, we have Telegram. You can go on GitHub, check out our smart contracts if you're a hacker. Also here on a hackathon, you can build on top of 1inch network. We have good bounties. Yeah. Thank you very much.